Hello everyone and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. My name is D-Free. Here today we're going to be taking a look at the Gohan and Cell information. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that subscribe if you are new for more content. We do have the information courtesy of Team Dokkaner and all of the guys that help him out like I Seriously and Kawhi. So huge shout out to them. Their links to Twitter will be down below. Speaking of Twitter, they did reach out to the English speaking Dokkan community, myself and other people included, to try to get something trending on Twitter. So if you would, right, go ahead and jump onto Twitter if you guys have an account. If you'd be interested in making one as well, it's the easiest way to reach us if you can. But anyways, go ahead and tweet out hashtag Team Gohan with an image of Gohan or Team Cell with an image of Cell over on Twitter for what you're most hyped for, especially after you see what they do in the video. But again, huge shout out to those guys because without them we would not have this information. We have not got the data download. But as always, when it comes to data mines, the information is subject to change. Just know that, but it's most likely 99.9% going to be exactly what they have here. So that's pretty much how this works. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the Cell card pre-transformation. We'll also take a look at Gohan and we'll go from there. We'll also talk about what the characters do and just different scenarios that they're in. So again, this should be the LR Cell, and then also, again, he is a transforming unit. Cell and Gohan were said to be transforming units both in the stream. Gohan would be transforming via active skill. Cell seems to just do it naturally. So anyways, that being said, let's see what they do here. So Android/Cell Saga category, 4 key, 150 attack and HP with 170 defense. I don't think we have ever seen that split, 150, 150, 170. But also with 4 keys, so it'll work obviously pretty well. Before the record, no, that is not the Android category, like the pre-existing Android one that has the MVP 17 as a leader and 21 as a leader. No, that is not that category. This is a Android/Cell Saga category. It is a brand new category, so yes, it's pretty much just Cell Saga, but for the record, I like to point this out for the people that may not know, pretty much the reason why it's called Android/Cell is because, yes, that part pre-Cell is called the Android Saga, and post-Cell is called the Cell Saga, pretty much. And yes, that is how that works ultimately, even though Cell is an Android, right? So this is the category in its entirety. Oh, Piccolo was added. Okay, so I was going to say, yesterday, when I did my breakdown video, a lot of people were noticing Piccolo was not a part of the category. And yes, he was obviously going to be in it. It was just a typo, and not a typo, but a error, because the category wasn't even like, you know, it's not really like live like that in the game anyway. But that, well, actually, it probably is. But anyways, yes, Piccolo wasn't here. He was going to be added, and he was, in fact, added. So this is the category in its entirety. Right now, not a whole lot of Dokkan Fest units, not a whole lot of LRs. So that 4 key and 150, 150, 170 split is going to be really, really good here. And of course, this category stands to improve. They also did go ahead and post that Goku and Gohan do have a ZTUR, which is the Extreme Z Awakening, but there wasn't enough information to post what the card does. So yeah, that does confirm that these characters, and presumably the Vegeta Trunks variant, will also get an EZA as well during the celebration. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so there's that leader skill. Also, he has extreme int types, 3 key 120, so he is an extreme int unit. That's cool. 3 key 120, that's good for a sub leader. It's good for a sub leader, huh? That's literally the 120 meta leader skill without the restriction for the super class units. To be fair, without the restriction is kind of a bad thing because you can't run super int, but still, like, that's literally that exact leader skill. But I'll take it, man. Passive skill is attack and defense plus 80%. Raises defense by up to 80%. The more HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. Plus an additional key +1 and attack plus 20% per existing enemy. Oh, that's very reminiscent of the LR Cell in the game actually already. I believe he gets a boost per enemy out there. Evolves when the conditions are met. So the transformation condition can be activated when facing only one enemy, starting from the 3rd turn after evolution once only. So 3rd turn, I don't know what after evolution means. It's probably a little like similar to Rubrian where it doesn't really mean anything, right? But starting from the 3rd turn when facing one enemy. Okay, so when you're facing one enemy, starting from the 3rd turn, that's really, you see, like, they could have easily just said starting from the 3rd turn, but it doesn't really matter because you have to think that versus literally pretty much 90% plus of the events, by the time you get to the 3rd phase, you're probably facing one enemy anyway. Like, if you're playing a Dokkan event, sometimes the first 1 or 2 phases feature multiple enemies, like Turleses, or, you know, very rarely do you face multiple enemies by the time you get to the 3rd turn or whatever. Not phases or turns, but just depends on how quick you are. But by the time you get to the 3rd, very rarely, like Metacooler is an example of a situation where you wouldn't be able to transform if it took you 3 turns to get to that turn, where they have all the Metacoolers there. Whatever it is, right? So that's good. It's not a bad thing. But the defense raise, he is going to be nutty. So an additional 80% defense after having already 80%. The super attack massively lowers the enemy's defense to 12 key. And the 18 key greatly raises the attack for 1 turn while doing Mega Colossal to the enemy. The categories are Android / Cell Saga, Resurrected Warriors, Full Power, Androids, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Artificial Life Forms, and Kamehameha. Speaking of Artificial Life Forms, I'm actually kind of bummed he wasn't a Artificial Life Forms leader. That just tells me that we're going to get one of those soon. Another better one, non-LR, Dokkan Fest unit, whatever the case is. Even if it is a LR, Dokkan, whatever. So yeah, he seems to be a defensive unit. Gohan probably is going to be an offensive unit, just for the record. So here's post-transformation cell. The leader skill is still the same, 4 key, 150, 170, exact same stuff. Passive skill is fully recovers HP 1 time. Oh, oh, okay, all right. Oh man, looks back at older transforming units like Vegito and Gogeta, huh? Yeah, they had to have 6 turns, yada yada, below 50, yada yada. Cell just does it and max heals, cool. Key +4 and attack and defense +120 at the start of the turn. Oof. Plus an additional attack and defense +20% with 4 or more key spheres obtained. Oh. And notice it says key spheres. You have to get the orbs. It's not key cumulative. Like, you can't get int orbs and go from there with just a couple of int orbs and get that. No, you have to get 4 orbs specifically. Plus an additional 20% when you get 6 or more. Plus an additional 20% attack with 8 or more. I am assuming that if you get 8+ orbs, those also might be multiplicative boosts as well. Like, this unit needs testing, but like, holy crap. He's defensive until transformation, where he still gets a nutty defense raise. It's 120 at the start of the turn, 2 additional 20% defense raises, and then 3 additional attack raises, assuming you can get 8 orbs. The 12 key super still massively lowers defense on the enemy, which is good for like the Goku event or whatever. 18 key lowers the enemy's attack and defense. His ultimate, which would be his special, not special, excuse me, his active skill, greatly raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and massively lowers defense. So Cell is Cell is disgusting. Cell is disgusting. Holy crap. Like, this unit, bro, oh my gosh. They did not disappoint. Like, yeah, I don't really love needing the orbs, but like, if you're running him, for example, on an Android team, you have access to that Int 13 or EZA that just came out, and that unit's insanely good post EZA. Like, depending on what team you're on, you're obviously gonna have easier time using him, but come on, man. He didn't list the links for the units. I don't know if he added that post, but regardless, though, he didn't list the links. I assume it's gonna be the same links as all other Cell cards, jockeying speed, stuff like that, ultimate life form. But still, man, that is crazy. All right, Gohan time. Super Saiyan Gohan. Kamehameha category. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me just kind of preliminarily look at that. Hello, Kamehameha category. That is a loop. Did not expect that. These are all the units that have the Kamehameha link. For the record, that does not mean that all these units will be in this category. That also doesn't mean that units that do not have the actual Kamehameha link will not be in the category too. But holy crap, this is a good category if it's a category. There's a lot of good units in here. Oh boy, that threw me for a loop. Did not expect Kamehameha. He's a Super AGL unit, gets the Super AGL sub. Wow, they really did not want to give him Hybrid Saiyans. I do appreciate, though, them giving them brand new units. I want to point out something too. He has this buddy thing. I don't know if that means that they have to have a specific unit on the team or something like that. He would have mentioned that, I imagine. But the cards have the buddy thing on there. I don't really know what that means. Maybe that's something tied into his app or something. I don't know. But just for the record, that's there. So yeah, Kamehameha HP 130 and 170 to attack and defense. Interesting. Okay. By the way, Gohan is going to be on Cell's category, so there's that. Like, Cell, so like, you obviously want to go for one of them or both of them. Ideally both, right? And Cell can be the leader of the category, and it'll be nutty, right? Like, this is interesting. Passive is attack and defense plus 100%. Both. Key +1, plus an additional attack and defense plus 10% at the start of each turn, up to a maximum of 5 key and 70% attack and defense. This card is disgusting before transforming. He's slow, but he's still really good. Like, that's shades of like Gohan and Goten, for example. Again, it's a little bit of a different boost. Theirs is a little bit better, but still, this is really good. So the 12 key, to the enemy raises defense. The 18 key raises defense. So they both just raise defense, and they're limitless raises, by the way. They're not turned or anything like that. Limitless raises in defense. So obviously have viability versus events like the Goku event and stuff like that. Active skill can be activated when HP is 58% or less with... Stop. When HP is 58% or less with an Android 16 on your team. So yes, Gohan does need an Android 16 on your team. So this is why it was important to note that they recently added in the mechanics of requiring other units on your team like Nail. And even though Chi-Chi says Goku Youth, it's a little bit different as explained by Goresh, but still, they've recently been doing that type of thing in this game, so expect more of it in the future. So you are forced to run an Android 16, so that pretty much guarantees a new Android 16 is coming out alongside these characters. That pretty much guarantees it, because that obviously that should extend to older Android 16 cards, right? But this pretty much, again, just guarantees we're going to get another one that'll also be a part of this saga and stuff like that and be a good character. So 58% when HP is 58% or less with Android 16 on the team, or when HP is 58% or less with an existing Androids category ally or enemy starting from the 5th turn from the start of the battle. Okay, so that extra part at the bottom, let me explain why that extra part at the bottom is there. Obviously, it's there so you don't have to run an Android 16. I should have read the rest of it first. But the reasoning behind it being there is really Kompugasha. So like they're not trying to they're doing that because they're saying Android 16 on your team. They're trying to avoid the thing where you need 2 Gasha units to be on a team to get a condition, right? The loophole for that is either allow for, like, I don't know how it will work with the Gohan. We have to see how he works. Like, if he wants a specific 16 on the team, they'd have to provide free alternatives as far as, like, what they did with this unit. But from experience with other games and stuff like that, you can find loopholes by making it to where it can be any, for example, Android 16, which is what I imagine this card is. But they are doing that just in case you don't have any 16. Even though there is a free 16, you know, they're doing it so you don't have to do that. But you do have to have at least an other Android category ally in your team, which the good news is Kamehameha category should include Android units like Cell, so you should be fine. Other than that, you have to go from the start of the turn versus an Android enemy too. So like, again, I can get a lot more in depth with why that's there, but it's good that it is, right? There's a lot of logistics and reasoning behind why cards can do certain things, how they have to have certain things legally, as far as like needing certain things. But regardless, it is what it is. If you want to discuss that more, feel free to tweet me, not really on this video. Passive skill, attack plus 20% and defense plus 7% per key sphere obtained, plus an additional 1 key per key sphere obtained. Hold on, isn't that, and he has more to it, isn't that just the old Gohan, but better? Keep attack plus 18 for every key sphere obtained, and key plus 1 whenever key is raised with key sphere. So he gets an additional 1. This is very bad English based on what we are now, but this is pretty much just saying get an additional key whenever you raise your key. When you get a key, get another key, which is what this unit does. Okay, except he gets 2% better and 7% defense. Power creep, guys. Oh my gosh. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when facing only 1 enemy. Oh, okay, because we're just going to do that. Okay, that's really good. Launches an additional super attack when facing multiple enemies. Oh, you're doing this thing. Gotcha. Plus an additional attack plus 59% when performing an Ultra Super and your team has a Super Saiyan Goku attacking in the same turn. So he needs to... See, like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why it was important to note that they added that. Gohan is... Okay, so Gohan is actually... I'm just going to be honest here. Practicality-wise, I obviously, like, as a fan of Gohan, I obviously want Gohan. But, like, Cell just seems, practicality-wise, again, based on the usage of the unit, Gohan is so much more limited. Cell just seems like he's a lot more readily available to you. You need a Super Saiyan Goku. You need this. You need that. Super Saiyan Goku should apply to the new free unit, which is good. It's really good that unit's a support unit that's going to EZA, the new Tech Goku Gohan Duo card, because I'm assuming that that would mean Super Saiyan Goku in the name, which is what I said Goresh explained when the Chi-Chi came out. Unlike Nail, who specifically said Piccolo, Chi-Chi actually said a character with Kid Goku in the name, which is different because you don't need specifically only a Nail card, or a Piccolo card, excuse me, for the Nail. For example, I'm going to try to explain this really quick. If there's a Piccolo card that says Piccolo fused with Kami, that would not trigger Nail's passive. But in the case of Chi-Chi, any Goku Youth would trigger it, like regular Goku Youth, Ape Goku Youth and Bulma, whatever. And this is the same thing I'm assuming this card is going to have, where you can be alongside the Goku / Gohan Super Saiyan Duo card, because it does contain Super Saiyan Goku in the name. And again, it does make a difference, right? That was the way that was explained based on the kanji, the wording of the units. It makes a difference. But still, it's fairly limited. Like, so you need either a 16 on your team. If you're not gonna be versus an android enemy, you need a 16 on your team, or another android unit on your team, which Super AGL is not really gonna contain many of those, if any. But if you look at Kamehameha, you're gonna have some in here. You're gonna have cell units. I'm sure there's cell units in here. Yeah, see, there's cell units. Yeah, you can have some. It's just limiting because your options are limited. But regardless, though, I mean, the card's gonna be nutty, right? It's just more or less that's an additional 59% attack that you could potentially miss out on if you don't have Goku, right? But even if you take that off, he's getting 20% per orb obtained. He generates his own orbs, launches an additional super as well when facing multiple enemies. That right there, just that stuff alone, is enough to make the card nuts. Like, it's enough. And then his super attacks, they greatly raise defense for 1 turn with the 12 key. The 18 key greatly raises attacking defense for 1 turn and causes Mega Colossal. Yeah, that greatly attack raise is going to be nuts. Yeah, this card he is such a damaging unit, so I understand why they restricted parts of its passive, like the Goku part. And again, I could get a lot more in depth with everything here, so hopefully I explained it in depth enough here. But if you want to debate it, again, feel free to tweet me. Link will be down below. I can talk to you more about it. About either Kombugasha, the explaining between Nail and Piccolo and why it's not the same, things of that nature. But my God, that cell though, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we still need to see the units in use, but that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one. Remember, Twitter, #Team Gohan or Team Cell.